Pole, Highest authority of the land is the people. Mr. Boycott is a servant of the people. We pay him. We put gas in his vehicles. It is our money that we use to build a $1 million car that is riding today. So you will work consistent with the expectation of the people, or else the people can fire you. It is a right. So President Boycott has a choice to lead, or to leave. He can choose to lead, or he can choose to leave. It is his option. That is why, before I conclude, honorable organizers and presiding officers, long before his constitutional misbehavior, we are announced that there is a day of the people that has been proclaimed for July 17 to hold the polluters of the seat of governance accountable to the rule of law. So July 17 has been calendared, marked as the day of the people, where multitudes in their tens of thousands of Liberians that believe in the rule of law, that believe that the economic hardship must come to an end. Civil servants that were unjustly dismissed for political identification to parties. Civil servants that were removed from the payroll because they identify as elements of a single political party. Liberians whose homes have been broken under the false pretense of development. Petty traders that have been beaten and brutalized every day by a violent deputy police director, supported by a recalcitrant and lawless police director. We'll be coming outside on the 17th of July in what is referenced or captioned as the Enough is Enough protest to restore sanity to governance in our country. It's already been planned. It does not mean because we are planning that protest that there cannot be other protests along the way. Hello? So I can't seize the floor for too long. But I believe President Boakai, in as much as he still has the chance to revise his misplaced governing ideas, I think they are losing the ball gradually or rapidly, in fact, rapidly. They call themselves rescuers. But you can't rescue anyone if they are drowning. With the chairman, but the vice president, how can you rescue someone if you are drowning? So Mr. Boakai himself needs to be rescued. And you have to rise up to rescue the rescuers. Anyway, let me say thank you for the platform. We are standing by to work with all sides that are doing what is right and what is just. We want to commit as a viable and vibrant civil society institution. Whatever model is developed moving forward, whatever process is developed within the confines of the rule of law, we will support it, we will stand with it, and we will not sit. We will stand until Mr. Boakai's lawless, misguided, and thoughtless rebellion against the Supreme Court ruling is revised. Long live the Republic. Long live the Liberian people. And I say thank you, and I wish all of you peace. God bless you.
Baki Malu, a former national chairman of this Congress for Democratic Change, the CDC, he's been given his own position, calling on President Boakai to adhere to the rule of law or face serious protests against his administration. Malu also said that July 17 have been planned for a major protest against the government. But while July 17 is set up for a massive protest, it doesn't mean that there can be no other protests along the way. He has vowed to support every action that has been taken today after this emergency meeting, once it comes to do with fighting for the rule of law. So that's it. This is DN News, all television, coming to you live from the Alternative National Congress headquarters, the ANC. So this is DN News, all television. The name is George Cooper. Keep following, keep sharing it live. As we bring you live coverage from the headquarters of the Congress, the Alternative National Congress, the ANC. So this is the opposition major political emergency meeting in adherence to the rule of law. This meeting is intended to call on President Buhari government to accept the Supreme Court ruling and consider Funati Kofat as the legitimate Speaker of the House of Representatives. So keep watching DN News on television as we bring you live coverage yet from the headquarters of the Alternative National Congress. Munam Fahar from the ANC, she's already here.
Thank you all so much. That was good recognition of Comrade
Munam Fahar, ANC Global.
And so we are already communicated with Harvard to revoke that degree. Either he didn't get it properly, or he told Debali let dog Cooper. For us to background us, we have already started working with Chairman Molu. Our friends are in prison, you can start celebrating. At your freedom Tankana. I'm telling for you to get on shot. Our motorcyclists that police put on last on a daily basis. Our motorcyclists that is being put on last and killed on camera by police. This is the time now that when the police man staying for you, before that stay even live for, move to him. That one a direct instruction we give him. We are just waiting for the decision from the table. There is no law.
Peace other than building wall. Welcome, folks, this Monday morning to this wonderful presentation of your breakfast in Companion program. The morning ride is settling back on your dial this wonderful 28th day in the month of April. And the year stands at 2025. Welcome, folks. If you are there, we certainly here this morning watching us live from across the world. We say good morning, good afternoon, good evening based on your timeline. Hope you're having your palatable breakfast, your dinner, your lunch, your supper, wherever you are following us on Cool 91.9, as well as Cool Radio Online, and our YouTube channel, as well as Kid News and Cool available page. So all of these outlets, you can follow us and get all of the latest information at your doorsteps with critical thinking and analysis, and you will have the chance to weigh in. Your opinions and views are respected, but what supersedes facts at the end of the day? It promises, as usual, to be great, very stimulating, thought-provocative as we discuss the issues that matter most in moving Liberia forward. Liberia first, Liberia last. I'm Weekie Brooks, Ambassador Natl alongside T. Nicholas Barkley is the man behind the camera this morning. So it's a full house, and we're going to take you up until 10 o'clock this morning, discussing a lot of issues, Liberia, so many trending events, but we will walk the walk and talk the talk together. And as usual, I have to shift the paradigm. We don't dilute the truth, the very hard truth I say on this platform. It hurts you, we can apologize because we do not use the three-letter words, but the hard truth must be said undiluted. Welcome on this wonderful day. Folks, I'd like to say good morning again to all of you Liberians, both home and abroad. Good afternoon to you. You listen to all of the excerpts we played. The drama seems not to show any sign of any, and we have to be real and true to ourselves. Political actors, advocates, human rights leader, youth group leaders, community leader, religious leader, past and current official, it's time to have our hands on deck. Since the ruling for the Supreme Court, there are mixed reaction. There are plenty of protest. There are folks who have decided that, look, we will not go to this side, we will go to that side. You listen to the Deputy Speaker. Right now, for the majority of black, 2 lawmakers have left and said they want to respect the law. They want to be on the side of the law, so they have gone to. So we watched that. And the rule of law caucus have also said they too have asked, the opposition collaborating political party also have met and have threatened a nationwide protest along with the former chairman of the CDC Mobile Molu, who also run the political advocacy group STAND. They were all there, the MPP, the AMC, you know, moved. They all been there with the CDC, making sure that they are voicing all their own concern about the statement made by the President of the Republic of Liberia. But people have been able to analyze it, and people keep analyzing. And there are people who are defending, there are people who are for. These things are real in politics. You listen to the Deputy Speaker, Honorable Thomas Falada, where do we go from here? And he said, Honorable Richard Kuhn enjoys the confidence of his colleagues, so they will work together, because that's where the quorum is, so they will be there and they will move forward. He will work with Honorable Funati Kofa for the next 4-5 years, but they don't see him as the legitimate speaker. And after the ruling, on Friday again, the majority bloc that has been doing business after their own opinion and rejecting whatever ruling that came from the Supreme Court through the legal team, they also filed for the re-argument, for the case to be placed on, that matter to be placed on the docket, because there are other issues that will not cover into it. And one of the law, it provides that they must be able to correct these things. This is where we are again. We said this thing and people try to overlook it. We go back to the Supreme Court as to what the Supreme Court will see magnitude in this matter. The Rule of Law Caucus also have written, they have submitted a draft radio document to the former president, Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, to look into this matter. They, in their draft submitted to the former president, they are now calling for a clear resolution that will have Speaker Kofa remove and create a platform or a space, a level playing field for free, fair, and transparent election for the new speaker, who will accept, nobody knows. What happens at this critical juncture? Some of the lawmakers who are now moving from the majority bloc say they're going back, they want to respect the law, and he meets the 49 and start to have business. And the majority bloc cannot reach that number. Will the president do business with Funati Kofa? Because the president said the body that will constitute quorum will do business and honor the law to perform any function of such at the legislature, especially on behalf of Liberia. You must have the numbers, 2/3. So we got some of our legal people who are interpreting, we got some of them who, giving their own understanding, and it's a mixed reaction. But on the overall, Liberians want to see this matter comes to an end, because there are a lot of critical issues to look at. And we're having these things. You heard the Unity Party in the statement. And there are other folks that in the last budget year, the Supreme Court, the Chief Justice and Associate Justices that now today have given an interpretation or ruling that Honorable Richard Kuhn and his colleagues have been operating illegally, and Honorable Kofa is the legitimate speaker. He remains a speaker, and they say in the House standing rule they know how to elect and how to remove, and so they met all of these things, and he was legitimately removed, democratically removed. And they are also arguing that the budget being passed, you are currently operating. You send the judicial financial team to defend the budget. advocated, according to them, for a retroactive benefits and other things in the tune of 60,000, and other associate justices 40,000. So you should restitute or reform, saying it is illegal because the budget has already been passed. So this is what some of the argument we all have. What happens if this ruling was in this direction? That you've been told these things. Will we do cherry picking in the rights and wrong, in the wrong things that took place? Will we look in the wrong thing and see how best we can look for some of the things that are right there? Can we get some rights out of the wrongs? How do we handle it? How do we do it? And we're now hearing about a nationwide planned protest on tomorrow that the government adhered to. But in the midst of that, we are engaging other stakeholders and while planning protest. You want to say with the former president, you say you are rating the former president, Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. These are people who initially tried to speak or look and thought that people who have come together and say, look, for the sake of the country, let's see whether we can do this. And there are folks who have said, Honorable Kova, you won't serve as the head among your peers, or you've been struggling with that position still, but you will still remain a representative of the people of Grand Creek County. They sent you, and you got in a race for the speakership and were able to win. You also serve as deputy speaker, and you had a time to serve as speaker. Your colleagues no longer enjoyed your workings, so they want you to step aside. But there are others who are calling for fresh election. Can we open up? Can we have election? But you hold the deputy speaker. So come to think about it. The Supreme Court ruled and said the majority block all of what they have done illegal, and the speakership that Honorable Rachel Combs carries is illegitimate. But an illegitimate speaker has a legitimate deputy speaker. How do we reconcile these things? Where are we headed as a nation, as a people? Who brings their shoulder down and say, look, I don't think we need to continue with these things? You know, we get confused and we talk some of these things in this country. When these things started, some of the lawmakers are saying the president should keep out of the legislative politics. It's normal. And people were pointing finger at the president, that the president was sitting and watching these things happening at the Capitol building. When the president initially was quizzed, the president is normal legislative politics, and a lot of them alluded to that. And later people say, oh, why the president don't want to get involved into this matter? Why the president don't want to get involved into this matter? Initially, after saying that the president should stay out of the matter, you came back and say, why the president don't want to get into the matter? Well, you have already said there are three separate branches of government. And today, and this is the irony. What are you for or against? Take up your political garment and be fair and give your candid opinion at the appropriate time. If you are rejecting the Supreme Court ruling and you're going back to them, what happens again? You rejecting the ruling and you going back. The ruling did not come from a lower court. It came from the Supreme Court. You are fired for re-argument. Because there were some procedural errors. There are some things that were out of it. We wait to see what the Supreme Court would do on this matter. We also how long it took us before we got a ruling. Also how long it took us for us to get a ruling. And the Chief Justice leaves June 26. She will be retiring as Chief Justice because she has reached the age 70. So she leaves that office. And some of these matters are yet to be settled. Where are the adults of the land? When everybody have taken sides when it comes to politics in Liberia, our religious people before, that when there are crises in this country, when they speak, you can be who you want to listen because this is a country religiously tolerant. When the bishop, the pastors, church leaders, imam, when they get together and speak, the interreligious council, when they speak, saw our folks listening yesterday. When our mothers got up and prayed over the period of time and spoke to our world leaders and warlords, they laid down their arms. The peace that we enjoy today, they all had to sacrifice, fasting day and night in the open rain or sun. We signed our peace accord in Ghana. That today we have over 20 years of peace that we enjoy now. The elders of the land, the chiefs, the elders, before who could settle matter, no longer are the ones people want to listen to. All of these things boil down when they got ready to get involved in the politics. When they divided themselves, the Liberia Council of Churches will go into two folds. One group of people will go endorse another person. One group of people will say, no, we are not for a particular group of people. The Muslim Council will go and endorse one person, or to say, yeah, we support the other political party, we support the candidate. The traditional people. You saw the former head of the Chief and Elder Council of Liberia, Johnson Kawa, doing the election. Before election 2023, when the former president was hiring his nationwide tour in Grand Bassa County, he gave him a symbolic key. This is the key for Liberia. You will be re-elected. We're giving you the key. And the former president was smart enough to have said, yeah, we will wait here. So we start to follow these things. Follow these things. A body that we are founding member of, ECOWAS, once well-respected nation that when we speak, no member in the sub-region will even argue, saw the need to get involved and see how best they could also help to resolve the matter. Because while the impacts were on, we chose to recall our representatives at the ECOWAS Parliament. We were rejected that they could not do that because these people are already taking oath and they will serve the term. They have not resigned. They have not committed any crime. So they were not in the mood to have these people replaced. The ECOWAS delegation tried to see how best they could mediate. After all of these things, it still did not materialize. There was this reconciliation retreat to extend olive branch. We invited representatives from Ghana, Sierra Leone to see how best. They talked to all. And right after, we stay divided. We stay struggling over this ruling. Nobody wants to lay down the arms. Everybody carrying shoulder, the showmanship, the power. You know, there are people who say precedents. Some of these people, look, sometimes you can win cases. Sometimes people can tell you, actually, you're right. But when folks' minds are made up, you will not get that cordial relationship with them. And it will start the working of the country or that institution. So sometimes the best thing for expediency, like pundits and other folks have said, you have set the stage. You have set precedent that we can refer to in the future. Our children can come and see a landmark ruling tomorrow that could be used when we are into similar cases. You step aside and continue as a representative. And we saw some violent act. How do we want to correct the wrongs with the right? You're a lawmaker. You walk taking picture from the wall and breaking it and thinking that you're doing the right thing. Are you now the enforcer of the law? Ambassador, good morning.
Good morning, Ambassador. This country is in trouble. We said this in time past, that this matter that is lingering, if not dead, we gave a back elbow to ECOWAS in this country. On several occasions, the Speaker of the Ghanaian Parliament came to Liberia. The matter even went to the ECOWAS Parliament. And we ignore all of these things. Even there were calls that let the president get involved. Folks said no, the president can no longer get involved, cannot get involved because of the separation of power in this country.
We shall appoint and started to drag him into it.
Yeah.
Why the president don't want to talk when initially said that through pressure of government, the president should not get involved at normal legislative process. That the word they were using on us.
Even when one time the other news that came and Sierra Leone, when he visited Sierra Leone, his colleague were asking how is the thing said that normal legislative politics.
Yeah, that's what they said.
Normal thing.
And you know, at a point in time when the president reportedly said, like in the voice of representative, you get called back that the president tried to mediate the call the two parties, and he said he never did a while on the Bokofa or carrying him forward.
Yeah.
For the president to have best to go talk to them, he said he walked or even there was no need to sit and negotiate all of these things.
And we are hearing so many news.
There are a lot of rumors, a lot of things, and we hope that some of these things are not true.
We are